So I remember a comment, I don't know, a year or so ago, what boots do I wear? And I want to take a minute and go through my boot ordeal. I don't have a boot fetish, okay? I'm very loyal to a brand of boots once I find one that works well for me. But this is my boot story, and you can maybe potentially help me out in the comments below by making some recommendations, or this actually might help you figure out if a certain boot would be right for you. The disclaimer is I'm not a shoe fitter. I don't know how to do all that stuff. I just look for a boot that lasts a pretty good while and is comfortable, somewhat lightweight. It doesn't have to be feather light for me, and just holds up in general to my profession. I do lawn care. I'm on my feet all the time. I put in a tremendous amount of steps during the course of a day, and I want something comfortable. At the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for. I like a tennis shoe feel in a boot. So about 10 or 12 years ago, I ran across the Timberland Pro and just fell in love with them. The model number on these are wore out pretty good, but it looks like a 53535, I believe. And you can see right here, that's just how hard I go. That's just how aggressive I am on my boots. And I think I probably got about a year or so out of these. And my typical pattern is, once I find a boot that works for me, is I'll buy a pair new. And by the way, these are all soft toe. I can't stand the steel toe boot. Never have liked them, and never will probably. But my pattern is I'll buy a pair of boots that I like, wear them for a little bit, go right back and buy a second pair. I buy the second pair to wear them out, on a date with my wife, wear them to church, or just going out, non-work related situations, because I'm just not a tennis shoe guy. I like wearing a boot. So I'll have two pair of boots. I'll have one for work, one for going out. They're the identical pair of boots. Once I wear out the work boot, then I take my boots that I've been wearing out and start using them for work, and then go out and buy another pair of boots, and then start wearing those to go out. That way I've got two pair of boots on hand at all time. And like I said earlier, this is the Timberland Pro 53535, and I wore this boot for over 10 years because I was just head over heels in love with it. It was absolutely the best boot I ever put on my feet. And now I didn't wear this one boot for 10 years. I get about, I'm gonna say about 12 to 16 months-ish out of a pair of boots, and then they're trash. It's time for them to go and move on. But I wore this particular model for over 10 years, and they stopped making it. So, I mean, isn't that the way it works most of the time? You find something you really like, and then they just quit making it. So I can't get this boot no more. But I've held on to it for a little while just to make this video. And again, you can see that bad boy has been through the ringer. Exceptional pair of boots. Timberland, I really wish you'd start making them again. So several years ago, went to the GIE up in Kentucky and forgot my boots. I had my tennis shoes with me, which was a rare circumstance. I forgot my pair of boots, and it was supposed to rain one of the days, so my wife and I, Googled boots for sale in Louisville, Kentucky, and found a Red Wing store. So went in, tried these boots on. These are the ASTM 2892-18, stock number 8683, made in Vietnam. Let's see, I meant to tell you where the Timberland Pro are made in the Dominican Republic. And like I said, this Red Wing is made in Vietnam. This particular boot is incredibly comfortable. I would put it hand in hand, side by side with my Timberland. But Red Wing quit making it. And I've searched everywhere, even called Red Wing directly, and they said they just don't make it anymore. So I was on the search trying to find a pair of boots, and that led me to all these other ones you see. This is an Ariat work boot. It's made in Vietnam, and the SKU on it is 100425551. And not a terrible boot, but it weighs a ton. It's like you're literally carrying around weights with you all day. It is super stiff. It has taken, I wore these for well over a month trying to break them in, and it just wouldn't happen. So those are no go for me. This boot is a Carolina brand, and it is made in China. This boot was decent. It's okay, but it again, just never really could break it in. I wore these boots for probably 2 months, and they were extremely stiff. They're very lightweight, I will say that, and they held up good. You can see I paint a lot of Bermuda ball fields in the winter, and you can see all the green paint on it. So they've got quite a few miles on them, but they're just not comfortable at all. And that goes for the Ariat as well. Just, they just don't work with my feet. This is the Brunt work boot, and these are made in China as well. And this is the Caspian, I think is the way you say that, right there. And it's a decent boot. I mean, the weight on it's not too awful bad, but wore it for a couple months and just cannot break it in. It is so incredibly stiff right through here that it just don't work with my feet. So that's a no-go as well. So fast forward, and we are back at a Timberland. This is the Timberland Rebolt, Rebolt, and it is made in Bangladesh, and pretty good boot. This boot's comfortable. This boot's fairly lightweight. I wore it for probably 2 months, maybe roughly, and it's held up pretty good so far. The only issue I have is at the back of the boot right here. This outer part of the boot is very weak. Okay, I'm bow-legged, so my feet kind of tend to bow out a little bit, and you can see the 2 outer edges, how they're rounded right here, and that puts me walking on the edge right here of the outer part of the sole, and they're not comfortable at all for my feet. Of course, everybody in the world is not bow-legged like I am, so it may work for somebody else, but these they don't work. They're just too soft right here on these edges, so that's a no-go. And here's another pair of Timberlands. This is what I'm currently wearing, and these are made in Bangladesh as well. These are Timberland Pro. This is a Timberland Pro Pit Boss 6-inch soft toe work boot. And the best thing about this boot is it's $109. So that's pretty expensive for a really good work boot. They're a touch heavy, just slightly heavy. If they could shave off 2 or 3 ounces off this thing, it would be ideal. But I've broken them in a matter of 2 months. They support my feet back here, my bow-leggedness, and they seem to be holding up quite well. Matter of fact, you can see right there, maybe I've got my second pair arriving tomorrow. So I think I've landed on a boot that I like really, really well. And I don't have any links or anything like that. Just look it up on Amazon if you want to try this boot. Again, it's a Timberland Pro Men's Pitball 6-inch soft work boot. And you can get them in this color right here, and then a lighter tan, and even like an even lighter shade of tan. And again, they're 10% off right now for $109.81. So pretty good deal for a work boot. So I really feel like I'm gonna get an easy year out of these boots, if not more. And then of course, I got my second pair coming, and I'll wear those going out and stuff like that. And once I wear these out to where I just don't want to wear them no more and they're just shot, I'll start wearing the ones that are coming tomorrow that I go out in, and then buy another pair and, you know, keep that cycle, keep that rotation going. So I hope this helped you. If you have any recommendations on a good soft toe work boot, put them in the comments below. I'm very excited to read those and see, you know, if you've got an offering that it's none of these out here, and I'd like to check into it to see, because your feet are valuable, especially when you are on them as much as I am. I'm in and out of the tractor all the time, in and off equipment all the time. It's just a lot of movement during the day. And that's one thing I don't mind spending money on, is my boots, because I want my feet to be able to go and keep up with me, the rest of me, during the course of the day. So appreciate you taking time to watch. I'll check you later.